Oh, interesting.
Only one person? Oh, two people?
There are so many countries in this world that do not have this level of violence within its law enforcement department or any other department. Guns themselves are not the issue. It's the finger behind the gun, because you don't know the mentality, the mind, you know, the heart of the person, and people.
No, it's not for the ATL solidarity. Just RAPP, release aging prisoners, release aging people from prison campaign. Just for RAPP. That's what we're doing for. Okay.
Things trigger people and they snap, and no one exempt. Police officers are human beings too. They can snap.
If you took guns away from the uniform, I guarantee
I'm just saying,
like half of them
I don't know
would
if
not
I agree with
either
that
word,
statement.
you know?
Maybe
if you had to struggle to submit a perpetrator and to like actually do work, police work, like it's not just about reaching for your gun 99% of the time. So it's like if the gun wasn't part of the uniform, a lot of them wouldn't take that enabling role that they want to take as officers, you know?
Right in front of my building, I was harmed by an older man. When I got away, I went to the police. The detective took me to the hospital, everything, checked me out. You know what the police officer did, having a gun and everything else? Pulled me over, saying he was taking me back home, pulled me over on a dark side of a street and raped me.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Because of the uniform, the badge, and the gun that made me freeze. But you, as a police officer, saying that you were here to protect and to serve, you allowed your power, your uniform, everything else to make you think that that was okay. And this happens a lot. It happens a lot.
They want to abuse other people. They want to, tyrants over other people, so they choose jobs like that. Like, what if you want to help other people, why can't you go be a humanitarian? There's oceans to clean up. Instead, like, everybody just wants to be out here taking rights away from others and abusing people and getting guns. And the moment you start copying an attitude, literally click. Let's go.
But I don't want to do that to them as they do it to us.
Can the disagreeer step forward?
If someone else has a gun, you gotta defend yourself too. It's just the way you use it. I'm not saying that you should use guns, but I mean, if you have a gun, then you have to use it, of course, but not use it just for traffic stops or people with mental illnesses, stuff like that. That's out. If they have a knife or a stick or or a fork, like that doesn't justify anybody getting shot.
So you're for having armed police officers?
Yeah, if someone else has a gun,
Yeah.
if someone else.
I believe that y'all should be armed because I believe in the Constitution. I don't believe in the policing that the police force has done throughout many communities I've been in, but I do believe in.
Bro, like, how are you an ex-con and you're like, I believe in the Constitution? Like, the Constitution and the system that it is supposed to prop up has, like, failed you dramatically. I don't understand, but hey, it is what it is, I guess.
People buy into it, and then they...
Yeah, she's still an American after all. You know what I mean?
But also...
Whoa, what is this? Donation match, $1,000. What does that mean? So, like, up to $1,000, this person is going to be matching the donos. I also have a snacking ball right here from Yomp, I guess. Made with love, not plastic, food-grade silicone, great for hiding treats. I'm going to put a bunch of treats in this fucking thing, and I am going to get Kaya to play with it when we unlock the Kaya Cam at $25,000. So I just wanted to raise the stakes a little bit. What will I be putting in this? What will I be use this link to show it? Oh, here. This is what's happening. 2x donos happening right now.
Whoa.
Donation matching is happening.
Exciting stuff.
Paywalling the Kaya Cam is inexcusable. You know what? I'll also add in. I'll add in a favor. I despise mint chocolate ice cream. I think it's disgusting. I will also have that at $45,000.
Ooh.
Yeah.
It's good though. It tastes good.
You're so wrong. Like, it's not even funny how wrong you are. How can one man be so abysmally incorrect is the real question.
I won't bow down.
It makes me question what other things you were just so wrong on. Mint ice cream is goated, you demon. It's mint ice cream Oreo as well. Add a goal where you game all day like 150K. Yeah, maybe. Okay, let's.
Rights versus laws, and I do believe that there are dangerous scenes that you go to where it is required to use them. So I have to agree that part of your, like he said, his tool belt needs to include a pistol.
Okay, good. Because I was about
give
to
her this Nylabone right
challenge
now.
you both and say, okay, so you mean to tell me that what happened at Michigan State University with an active shooter killing?
I like that. Yeah, cops are like the implication that cops are only necessary during active shooters kind of invalidates like the need for cops. You know what I mean? Because yeah, you're right. In an active shooter situation, you do need someone who is armed to provide some level of defense. Except, you know, this is post Uvalde, so that's a little bit different. Even though cops have behaved in the appropriate manner in numerous other mass shootings that have happened since Uvalde, because fucking holy shit, enough mass shootings happened that, you know, you got enough mass shootings happen that like clearly there will be some where the cops are actually behaving in the way that they're supposed to, which is like, you know, that is the one instance I say where, you know, that violence is justified. It is defensive.
Okay. Yeah, sure. Yeah.
You know what I mean? Well, yeah, it's like if you're killing children at a school, I think that like someone with a
like
gun,
pretty bad, I guess.
Yeah, if can you throw that out?
Yeah.
If someone is stopping the further killing of children from happening, like that's valid, that's justifiable. Most other circumstances, which is the overwhelming majority of circumstances where cops are behaving in a violent manner, whether it be like the tip of the iceberg, which is what you see, which is like, you know, brutal moments of like unarmed citizens being executed, being shot from behind, or even the overwhelming majority of interactions that cops have that are actually violent, because ultimately even like arresting someone is a violent act, and oftentimes it is completely unjustifiable. In those circumstances, that violence is not a necessity. Because if that was a necessity, you wouldn't go to the fucking Michigan State shooting as a fucking example. You would go to any number of those other situations. You'd be like, well, yeah, what are you going to do if you see someone loitering like a homeless person and then you need someone to come in and beat the shit out of them? You know what I mean? But he didn't use that as an example, even though that's what he does for the most part. You know what I mean? They literally didn't do shit at MSU. The city police found the guy an hour later and he walked away when he was 3 miles. Yeah, that's another... I forgot the details of the MSU one.
They also run away frequently.
Yeah, that is true.
Like
yeah.
just
there I can't believe I'm saying this.
Don't say it.
As much as a fucking
Don't
cop
say it.
hater as
Don't
I
say it.
am, at the top of the hour, there is a 3-minute ad break.
Oh.
And if you no longer want to see those ads, all you need to do is subscribe. You know what I mean? You can't abolish the police, but you can abolish the top of the hour ad break by subscribing for $5 or free with the Twitch Prime, or by getting gifted a sub if you're lucky. Here is the 3-minute ad break now.
Ooh, Kayakim is coming up.
Yeah, it is coming up. This is $19,000 already. Holy fuck. Okay, here's the 3-minute ad break now.
5 students, or Ubaldi, where they went into an elementary school and killed children.
Wait, he is not using Uvalde. Oh, what a fucking idiot.
Let's see if they get him, though. Let's see if they hit him on it.
Sandy Hook, what happened over 10 years ago.
Right over it.
You're sitting there telling us that we shouldn't be carrying firearms?
Yeah, you shouldn't. Like, if you guys are just traffic cops and stuff like that, you guys shouldn't.
No,
if you guys are like a SWAT team.
Yeah, you're not answering my question.
Like I said, I'm just going based on what you said. You called me a predator. I'm like, I never done that in my life, right? I've been in situations where I've been shot at. I had 2 members of my department die in the last 2 months. I've been in situations where I've needed my firearm.
I'm willing to bet. What do you think they died from?
Like a COVID?
Statistically speaking, it probably is COVID. Or
I don't know.
Or the other killer, heart disease. Or the other killer, vehicular fatalities, as they're fucking riding through a goddamn red light with their lights on, thinking that everyone is going to be ready for that moment. It's certainly not fentanyl, which is responsible for 0 cop deaths, despite the fact that if you look at the media, they just lie all the time and act like, it's the cop kryptonite.
A lot of seizures.
Yeah.
Needed every tool in my belt in my career. If you would go out and then see half of the stuff I see, you may change your perception about what you see. It's dangerous.
I'm sure you can't call for backup.
what does me calling for backup having to do with?
So
this
if you work county, okay, say in my area,
I'm a county cop,
right? And in my area, I mean, you have miles and miles of nothing around you. Your closest partner is maybe if you're lucky, 20 minutes away. Okay. In the meantime, I've got somebody that has me at gunpoint, and if I don't have a gun on my hip.
Dude, this is like...
She's in the Wild West.
Yeah, you know, I've seen the movies. It happens in the movies. It's like, why? Why are you talking about these edge cases that, like, have not happened to you? Okay? It's like... It just doesn't make... Oh, God. Hollywood is responsible for this in many ways. Like, they have made it so that everyone thinks that, like, cops are constantly under threat. They're constantly under fire. Everyone is always like holding them at gunpoint. It's like regularly happening. And like they have to defend themselves against this like phantom gun wielding criminal problem that is happening all over in America.
But even the thin blue line stuff, like I saw someone talk about that on Twitter, like the idea of it being the thin blue line, like there's this very small barrier between.
Are you saying they're fat? Like the cops are fat?
No.
Why are you laughing when I said that?
Because
it's not funny. Fat phobia is not funny.
Yeah, no, it's not.
Yeah. You better not be laughing at.
I'm not.
The fat blue line.
I'm talking about the thin blue. Okay. They call it the thin. You know, you ruined my point.
Yeah, go ahead.
No, I'm not saying it.
No, thin blue line.
Never mind.
Okay, thin mints, come on. Let's hear it.
Because, okay, before you rudely interrupted me, the point that I was making was the idea of the thin blue line being like, we're so close to chaos and everything falling into disrepair, and like that's how they keep their funding priorities and blah, blah, blah.
Yeah, they're the sheepdogs. Wait, you have a problem with that? That's real.
Yeah,
cops are the ones who are keeping society.
Right. Sorry, I blew it.
My favorite cop defense is when people will be like, "Dude, I'd be raping and pillaging if it wasn't for the cops." It's like, what? Why would you say that out loud? Like, what? That's the only thing keeping you from like snapping and behaving like a fucking violent animal? Like, what the fuck? Like, people that constantly say stuff like they say it about Christianity as well, which I think is funny. There's another dono matching happening right now for $1,000, 2x. So close.
Oh no.
To the $25,000 goal here to unlock Kaya Cam. This is waiting right here. I got a fucking supersized Kong Easy Treat waiting for Kaya, even though I guess she's being a good girl right now, so she deserves it. She's just chilling. You will be able to see what she's up to.
25K. Kaya time.
Yeah. She's a cop in buttfuck nowhere, Tennessee. Oh man, you know, they're constantly holding her up with their weapons in Tennessee.
Ed, I am a dead man walking because I have nothing that can go up against another gun.
But how do you think?
Like, why is she saying that? Like, why does she think that? Like, so what is it then?
She's constantly being held at gunpoint.
Yeah, and she is the most held at gunpoint cop in America, and she's killed everyone.
Yeah, she's Nicole.
Yeah, she has been able to successfully take down all of her targets that held her at gunpoint.
Felons feel.
There's tasers, pepper balls. Like
societal issues are not on the police. Like I'm not stripping you of your rights, right? That is not. You can vote.
You
I don't give a shit. You can vote. You can carry a gun.
No, your job directly does that. What do you mean? Like you're talking to fucking ex-convicts. Like you have stripped them of their rights when you arrested them at the point of arrest.
You can do all that. That is not my.
Right? I mean,
that is not my job in life. My job is you've been accused of a crime. I got to take you to jail because this, and that, and the third. I'm done.
You're saying that we should have pepper spray, tasers to Michigan State University or Uvalde? Is that what you're saying? So you're telling me that if I'm a cop, I have no gun?
Bro, he keeps saying Uvalde. Dog, Uvalde's the worst example. Someone take this bald fuck down, please. Oh, my God. Oh, I have another theory that I should clue you in on.
Okay.
So we're not racists in this community. Obviously, phrenology is the skull science that was advocated for by racists. I don't know if you're familiar with this. The idea that like different skull measurements indicate like, inherent genetic inferiorities or superiorities. Now,
yeah. Is that why you have all those skulls out here?
I do, but hold on, I'm going to get to it.
Okay.
With one exception, I like to call this cop phrenology.
Oh, okay.
I am a firm believer that if you are thumb-like, if you look like a thumb, the more thumb-like you are, the more ACAB you are. ACAB in this community does not always stand for all cops are bastards. It stands for assigned cop at birth.
Oh, okay.
So what I firmly believe and genuinely believe is that you are assigned, you're assigned cop at birth. And
I'm kind of worried about me shaving my head right now.
We're about to find out how much of a thumb you are, okay?
I'm very concerned.
I'm gonna take Kai out while this debate happens. But what I'm trying to say is this man, the proof is in the pudding. I mean, this guy is a thumb.
Cop. Yeah.
He's ACAB, and he is a cop.
Yeah.
And he definitely is a cop, and he's very thumb-like.
But also, this,
well, he said to the community, like maybe
No, that's not what he said.
Maybe
The prompt is, should cops be unarmed? Hold on a second. You just got done watching probably the most tragic incidents probably historically. Ubaldi, may I add, just kids.
Wait,
for crying out loud.
They added
and
the
what you're sitting here
context of that
saying
they waited
is that
outside
we
for
shouldn't be
over an hour.
What would you like me to do if someone has an AK-47 killing kids? That's my question to you.
We actually have our own rights. You know, that we actually have our own rights to carry and defend ourselves in certain situations like that.
You know,
but
with
the
all
full
due
story-
respect, that's not the question
But
I'm
if
asking.
you want to use your body-
I'm asking you if you were, okay, I'll ask in a different way. If you're a police officer and you have no firearms, you got your pepper spray, you have your taser, you have your baton, and you are responding to Ubaldi Elementary School where there's an active shooter with an AK-47, what are you going to do?
I would
outside
say
the
that I would
classroom
call
for over an
backup
hour.
to the proper authorities that would be entitled to have those weapons that are not in the general community.
I get what he's saying.
No, but what entitled to have weapons? Who? What agency?
So like the
SWAT
UK,
and above, you know,
what he's
there's
saying.
certain-
It's like
certain
United Kingdom,
assessments,
how United Kingdom, their special force in their police department have weapons, but their regular.
So why should you just why should you have the ability to just tote around a gun?
yes, you-
That's my question to you.
What's that?
My question to you is, just because you're a cop, why should you have the right to tote a gun around just because you have a badge?
No. That's not what the prompt is. The prompt is cops being
question.
unarmed. Cops being all of
Yeah,
us.
but you use your
Whether
body,
you're
and your
patrol-
body, they took like over an hour to
If you let
respond
me-
when
allow me
they
to
were
finish. He
there. So
asked
you
me
had
a
the guns
question.
and you still didn't.
What I'm
shoot.
saying is that
wouldn't have
he's
done
saying
that, but-
cops. Cops is a very, when you say cops to me, you're talking everybody. Every single cop.
Yeah,
Okay.
that's
And you're
right.
saying we shouldn't be unarmed.
Good job.
Okay.
You shouldn't have guns at all.
Okay. So you know what? Next time there's a big active shooter going into a university, then I guess we're just going to let him shoot all the students.
So I have a question for you. So all those countries that don't have their police officers carrying guns?
Not many, just so you know.
Oh, I know very well. That's the work that I do.
Okay.
So, and even been there to see that. But what I'm saying is that, have you ever thought about how those countries respond to those situations? And can we do the same?
We absolutely could not do the same because we have criminals here, and I'm not speaking of y'all, but there are people here
my God.
that still carry regardless of if it's against the law. If you were
Nicole.
to take guns away from illegals, criminals,
Oh, no.
people that are not from here, I would 100% agree that officers don't need guns
So are
and that
those
we
mass
could go
shooters?
do
Because
what?
I think the mass shooters are not the ones, the immigrants, and the taking
That's
it
right.
away.
No, but, and that's what
Get
I'm
her.
just giving examples.
Yeah, but
I'm just
so
giving
the
examples.
example-
She's right. I mean, it's
Yeah,
So the mass
institutional.
shooting
It's
and all that
an
is.
issue.
A constitutional
It's
right to bear arms, right, allows
It's a right.
everybody in this country to bear arms. Well, not
Which is
everybody,
rare.
not everybody. Let me be specific. If you're a law-abiding citizen to carry guns, the amount of guns that we have
Hooray.
in America, doesn't it outweigh the people that we have?
Kai cams up.
These countries, they don't have a Second Amendment. They don't have a constitutional right to bear arms. So it's a lot easier to say, you know what? Y'all can't bear arms, so y'all can't bear arms. In this country, we can. So I'm just being, like I said, everything's anecdotal. I've been in situations where I needed my gun, and you were absolutely right. Would I do the job without one? Hell no, because I've been in situations where I needed one, and you know what? I had it. It's equal force. I'm being shot at, I'm about to shoot back. Not just, hey, I have a gun on my hip, I'm just about to, you know what, guns. That's not how I do my job.
And the thing that popped right from that prompt is just active shooter. That's
And it's not even, it's not even active shooter, it's just being shot at.
You notice that they're really only talking about the active shooter situation and not about the fact that cops execute 1,000 Americans every year in this country, right? Like, that's a big part of this as well. Like, this is also a gun control. I mean, these are always like these bigger questions, but you know, I don't know.
by itself. In
I
and of
haven't done
itself.
the research, or I don't know if there's any empirical data to know exactly in other countries how they respond to someone who has an AK-47 that goes into a building and starts killing people.
25.
We're a police force that doesn't have any firearms. I don't know.
They
I
have
would have to
special
do the
units
research.
for- They do have special units where they're just not out on the street where you see them all the time, 24/7. But you said something, and I want to bring that up. Hold on one sec. You said something. You said that the people with the guns are oftentimes criminals or, people like that. And I want to say that those mass shootings that happen in our country are from people that pass a whole tons of background checks.
Let's go.
And are law-abiding, to your point, and all these things, and all of a sudden, and that was my point earlier about when people snap or whatever might happen, and we have to be clear in identifying that, because we get labeled like we're the ones doing all these mass shootings, all these things, these horrible, egregious things, and 96% of the time, it is not a person that was formerly incarcerated.
And to your
or had
point,
a-
we get
so
labeled.
let's be clear on that part.
Right, and then we get labeled as killers.
Right.
I think I've heard agents of racial genocide is what we've been labeled before. And all this, and again, my point was just, I'm talking about one specific type of, incident where,
But we have to
I
pay
think
attention
everybody
to
would
that,
agree.
though.
I think everybody would agree.
We all
Like to
have
have
to
a
pay
firearm.
attention to that, though, and be clear and be
Let's
very
ignore all
honest
the
with
other
that,
stuff.
and identify it, and not try to oh, well, it sounds good, and let's get some news on this, and let's just label them and put everything on them, because that's how we feel, because that is actually what's happening. And then when we know the truth and the facts, and it comes out, it's like that person was never been incarcerated, never had a record, never anything, and do the worst harm to our society, our communities, because believe it or not, the vast majority of us on this side of the fence want safety just as much as you do.
Hey good humans, Zach here, checking in to ask if you're doing your best to protect yourself from online crime. Anyone can
Wait, no, it's fine. That's fine.
find anything on the internet, including your full legal name, your email, your home address. You sign up. Thanks so
A lot.
Okay, it's good.
Or does the hard work. Now, let's get back.
Bro, it's not so
departments
easy,
that
is
you
it?
don't see none of
People think
that.
streaming
And
streaming on Twitch is easy.
I don't know how to.
Move over a little bit, sorry. Okay. We're at $25,000. Promises made, promises kept, okay? I will be giving you guys Kai Cam. Hold on one second. I'm going to set up the Kai Cam right now, okay? That's number one. Before I do that, I've never used one of these things. These things always freak me the fuck out. I don't know what I'm supposed to do with this. I guess fill up one of these holes with it.
Is it peanut butter?
Cheese in there? Smells like cheese. Kong Easy Treat. It doesn't say what it is. You want to try it?
No.
Smell it.
All right. Give me this. Oh yeah, it's cheese.
It smells like Cheese Whiz, right? Is that the right term?
I'll eat it at 30.
You'll eat it at 30? Okay, well, he said it. Shit is crack for dogs.
Is it safe for human consumption?
I mean, if it's safe for a dog, yeah.
Yeah, it's fine.
Just getting all up in its gussy. And then I'm going to put some bits in there. Probably less carcinogenic than actual cheese was. Yeah, most likely. Goes in the center, not the whole outside. How the fuck do you clean it then? I feel like the dog would never be able to get to all of it. Which I guess is kind of the point, right? Is that the point? Oh. I feel like that's an annoying amount of cleanup.
We're not there yet.
We're not there yet? Okay, well.
Think it tastes good?
It smells good. It smells really good.
It smells pretty good.
It smells so good that I assume that it makes me feel like it probably tastes good.
Well, I'm gonna let you know.
Here it is. Kaya. Sit. Good girl. Oh, you can't see. Hold on. Here you go. Ugh, my hands are fucking cheesy. Okay, promises made, promises kept, folks. Kaya Cam is now unleashed. It is now here. I guess I'll just put it down here for now. Bigger? No, we're doing something else right now. Okay, let's continue.
Community policing. You know, we go out and we do activities with the kids. We do activities with families. Yes, we still do our job. We still pull people over, but we're not, I guess, what you would call harassing people in some of the ways that the big cities do.
But I mean, you technically are though. Like, I mean, justifying your bad behavior and your violence for you guys doing community work, it just doesn't go hand in hand, you know?
I understand people sending.
My favorite is when they say they're doing community work, but like which community they never actually address. It's rarely ever the fucking legitimate communities that they are supposedly serving, or rather occupying, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like, we saw this with Steven Seagal's Lawman, as a matter of fact. They were like, yeah, we got to do community day today. And then they went in and it was all white people for like their community day, where they're like showing off their fucking helicopters and stuff. Like, literally, they had just like recently gotten their helicopter. And basically, it was just all white people, even though their entire like the occupation revolved around, you know, black neighborhoods. Here, can you put the cap on there? Thank you.
Where one incident where it looks extremely bad is wrong, and then it casts an entire umbrella over the entire profession. I may have a different perspective or different perception of what you're looking at than you do because I'm in this profession.
You skipped the question?
Sorry.
Bro, what the fuck?
To Aura for sponsoring this episode. Now, let's get back to the video.
My bad.
Bad skip, dude.
Police violence is blown out of proportion.
Police officers.
Okay, that's crazy.
Numbers, it's very, very.
So when we see the videos of a police officer handling a child, and that cop has become violent towards a child.
And I agree, but my thing is, has it been blown out of proportion? I see that one incident.
We see it a lot.
Children
You do see it a
Gotta
lot,
hit 'em.
but you have to also take in consideration that there's over 1,800 agencies in the entire United States. So if you look at the big grand scheme of things as it relates to all these agencies, and you do see violence, you do see where it's scrutinized, where it's brutal. But if you take the numbers, it's very, very minimal.
If you look at all the public contacts with all agencies nationwide compared to these bad incidents or the perception of bad incidents, it's a very micro compared to the macro of how many public contacts all the agencies have with the public.
Those are the ones that you do see. I mean,
And
before
it was brought up earlier about the media blowing it up, and we agree to that.
There was, Rodney King, there was Emmett Till, there was all these
and
people,
honestly, there's bad officers. And good officers will be the first ones to tell you there are bad officers. There's there's bad in every work.
Pause it! You can press the space bar. Good officers are not the first that they're bad officers. What the fuck? No. It's an entire culture of denying accountability. And if anything, the good officers, the supposed mythical good officers, are literally the bad officers. Or the fired officers, technically. Okay, they're no longer officers. This bullshit.
You're behind bars right now saying this.
Yeah, I'm locked up. They won't let me out. I'm about to do a prison break of reality I denied this wonderful political prisoner Kaya.
I'm sorry, sweet puppy.
I'm 100% gonna roll that shit down underneath that fucking thing again. No. No. Did you? You did not just roll it on, bro.
She did it again.
I just got done.
She put the treat under the shelf.
How? How are you like this?
She wants to make him work.
Fuck! Please, stop rolling the tree. Okay, you know what? No. Oh my God. Do you know what I just found?
What?
This is incredible. In my copy of George R.R. Martin, A Dance with the Dragons, I just found something insane in my Game of Thrones book. Oh my, it just fell out because I pulled it out of the library to shove it in that hole that she keeps losing the ball in.
What is it?
Do you know what this is? DJ's Belmar 2013. Saturday happy hours 11 a.m. to 8 p.m. Kipple's Beach Party 3 p.m. One free drink till 9 p.m. Receive a digital pass. Text to DJ's pass to 46786. 18th and Ocean Ave. That's insane. I probably was using this as a way to fucking as a stop note or whatever. Isn't that what it's called? Or how do you? What is it? What's the word?
Bookmark?
A bookmark. Yeah.
This guy reads books.
Of course. M-Hud, you already... M-Hud and I are the hive mind. I was literally going to ask for this clip.
Motherfucking DJ!
They're going to DJs.
Wow! I'm ready! Are you ready? Are you ready? Go to DJs in my car! BL!
Go to DJs in my car! BLMAI! Go to DJs in my car!
Baby Blue, I see you in 2 weeks, Baby Blue! You gotta be smiling, you gotta be dancing, you gotta be shaking that ass! You better step it up, motherfuckers! I can't even watch it on fucking YouTube.
In their fucking Hyundai Elantra. Not one person in that car would pass a urine tox screen. Oh, dude, they are on everything, dog. Hilarious Guido's driving the DJs in Belmars, New Jersey. Possibly the funniest clip on YouTube ever made. I want that life so bad. Yeah, let me tell you, as someone who lived it, it's not that sweet. Like, it's all right. You know what I mean? We are currently at 27,000. Remember, at 50,000, I will shave Alex's head.
Just get it to 50.
That was 2 years before Jersey Shore, too. Yeah, I mean, this is authentic. Jersey Shore was real. It was a fucking... It wasn't a meme.
Workforce that you're in. Every.
Why would you admit that? Why would you willingly admit that?
You know that's where I'm from.
Why would you reveal that information for $0?
Because I'm proud to be from there. Strong Island.
You are not.
Yeah.
That's nasty. What part of Long Island, though?
Like the middle. I'm not gonna dox myself.
Okay. Anyone that's proud to be from Long Island is from fucking Montauk. Okay.
That's not true.
Yeah. Okay, Mr. fucking Montauk.
I'm not from Montauk.
I'm just gonna keep saying that you're from Montauk, which I've been to many times.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, it's the worst. But you know, my friend is from there, and he was getting married. My longest roommate. Did he dance on the rooftops with you? He's the Montauk Monster. Yeah, you just revealed it for $27K. That you're from. Wait, what's? It's not Montauk. What is it called? The rich area that everybody goes to for every weekend in the summer.
The Hamptons?
The Hamptons. Yes, you are from the Hamptons.
I'm not from... Nobody lives in the Hamptons.
I don't know about that.
That's where their rich people house is.
Yeah, I went to an orgy in the Hamptons one time.
How
I did
was
not
that?
participate in it. It was gross.
You just watched?
I left. Once like it started getting serious, I was like, oh, this is fucking gross.
Whose orgy?
I don't fucking know. It was random. Bro, you got so many toys in here. Like, if you fucking get bored, I don't know what to tell you.
I don't ever get invited to orgies. Why do you think that is?
I don't know.
Do you think there's something wrong?
I mean, I don't know. I don't know what to tell you.
Wow.
Public Defenders from John Oliver later? No, we're not watching that. Boo. We don't like Public Defenders, dog. What do you mean?
Public Pretenders?
Yeah, fucking got him. Nice. All right, let's keep going.
Saying, if it's bad, it's bad. If it's wrong, it's wrong. You know, we are the first ones to kind of, hey, you know, that's too far.
And I used to work in internal affairs, and I'm personally arrested.
I like the cop that is like, you know, we're the ones to say, hey, that's too far. Like that's what the police do.
Yeah, notoriously.
Yeah, definitely to one another. They're like, hey, that's too far, please now.
Two prior
Famously.
police officers.
I also worked internal affairs, and I can tell you out of 30 plus of these tribunal hearings, a lot have been terminated. So there is some accountability. I think we're heading in the right direction.
Bro.
Terminated is desk duty with full pay.
Yeah. Also terminated for what? Like, what the fuck were they doing that they got terminated? Okay. Because like they were probably doing some shit that you wouldn't even consider to be illegal. Like they were probably doing good cop shit, and that's why they got fucking terminated. Okay. They were like
investigating the mayor.
Yeah. They were doing too much. Okay. And not too much of like what is expected of cops, but like actually what you see in the movies and shit. Fucking highly doubt that these guys, he was like terminating what, cops for being what, racist?
No, they get promoted for that.
Not internal affairs, the people who work the hardest to keep the police force real garbage. But they're like who are they terminating? Like who?
Many of the officers that do horrific things, they're on for years. I mean, everybody knows this. They're
Yeah.
years and years. Daniel Pantaleo was, in the Eric Garner video, like waving at the camera, and he worked for 5 more years after.
Yeah, and he got what? Like, isn't he still getting a pension?
I think so, yeah.
Yeah, that's so nice. Thank you. Shouts out to the New York City taxpayers. The cop saying he thinks police reform is doing the right direction is the best evidence that reform doesn't work. I mean, yeah, 100%. I am not, I will never fucking sit here and tell you that, like, police reform is not just a way for police to be like, oh, dude, come on, police reform, community policing. These are all the fun little things that cops fucking say that is, like, for a broadly liberal audience to be receptive over, that is absolutely, it's just propaganda. It's just fucking bullshit. Okay? Yeah.
Considering 20-something years ago, you did something bad and, it got swept. Now, social media obviously has magnified it by hundreds and hundreds, which is good.
But what social media has done is just allowed everyone to see what's happening in the moment, right? Before, we got it weeks later, months later, years later, so no one knew what was going on. But now we have the ability to film it in the moment and say, hey, look at this, and this is what's being captured. And violence that's perpetrated against people, who, whether they're doing something wrong or not, is so, it's to the point where it's not even harmful anymore. It's tragic. Why? Because we're all human beings. And there's a culture of violence that perpetuates within the department itself. And I've had good cops reach out to me and said, they're not listening. And if they know I'm saying anything, I'm gone or I'm going to be hurt.
Police violence is completely blown out of proportion. In the sense that
Oh, dude, how can
Great
you say
response to that?
How can you say that with a straight face? Like it's completely blown out of proportion in comparison to what? Like an alien universe where like they're killing even more people? Like that's 2,000 deaths a year, right?
I think it's
like 1,800, something along those lines.
Yeah, it's a lot.
Like, that's crazy, man. That's crazy. That's crazy. That's a crazy fucking thing to say. When it's like, like, you look at any other fucking country, which also has a police force, by the way. I don't know if you guys know this or not. They have cops too. They're not killing thousands of fucking people, man.
They're also just better at dealing with difficult situations.
Yeah, what's the argument here? Are the French better? Like, are they just like better than us? Is that what you're saying? Like, that their cops are just like built different? Like, how? Maybe they just have a system of accountability. Less guns on the street. You know, they have legislation that also works alongside the police force on top of that as well. You know what I mean? But these guys also, that's the funniest part, is like libertarian cops, which immediately is like oxymoronic, but who cares? And then cops who are also for gun, for no gun restrictions whatsoever. It's like, you're making your job harder, you fucking idiot. It doesn't make sense.
It's completely biased. Why isn't nonviolence or me saving someone's life not blown out of proportion?
Can the disagree step forward?
I don't believe it's blown out of proportion because I believe it's just barely getting the exposure that it needs.
It is what it is. That's what it is. Each time I've encountered the cops, it's just been like the most negative experience of my life. Like, I'm addicted to the news. And every time I turn on the news, it's another cop killing. Like you said, maybe they don't report what's good out there, but they do report the bad. And I watch it every day of my life. Like, I see how the cops treat people.
If I may ask you, if you did see the good, would that give you a different perception about the police?
It's not that I don't see the good, it's that it just doesn't, I haven't seen it happen, I haven't experienced it, I haven't heard nobody in my community have anything good.
So I've seen the good when I was 16 years old. I'm in my 40s. I actually had a police officer who was my hero. Every contact since in multiple states, multiple divisions, has violated me, stolen from me, taken from me, and stripped me of every value I ever had. The way y'all talk to me, the approach, I'm so respectful. 18,000, that's what you said? Divisions?
No, 1,800.
1,800? How many prisons are there? And how many inmates? And then we're disarmed when we come home. We can't vote, so I can't compete with you on my laws. I can't carry a gun. I can't defend myself. I can't even carry a knife. The exposure is barely there. We need more exposure. I'm from the LA County area, from the islands of Hawaii originally. Every police in between them seas to the East Coast has always spoken with disrespect. They don't pull us over on a speeding ticket like, hi, how's your day? How you doing? Do you got any emergencies going on?
Yeah, they come with their guns.
When's the last time you was arrested?
Who, me?
No, I'm just saying that's the approach when you come to the car window, right? Is on guard.
I don't talk like.
You want to know why he said, who, me? Because he knows cops don't get fucking arrested, dog. Exactly. How many crimes has this motherfucker personally committed? Like, if they were a civilian, 99% of the things he's doing as a part of his regular job would be a crime, okay? It's ridiculous. I know that sounds so strange to say because you're like, what? They're a cop. Of course they're supposed to, violate the laws. It's like, no, they're not. They are still normal human beings, okay? The idea that they are able to literally fucking do whatever they want, run red lights, all this shit, we have been socially conditioned into thinking that like, oh no, they're constantly throwing themselves in front of bullets that are hailing at them, so they're allowed to fucking do all this shit.
Well, it's true. It's true for Nicole. Nicole is constantly being held at gunpoint.
Yeah, she is the most held at gunpoint cop in Tennessee. It's so weird. She's really bad at her job.
Or good at it, because she's finding all of the criminals.
Yeah, she's finding them individually because they just. It's like it's weird. It's like a spell. Even if they don't want to, even if they normally wouldn't want to hold anyone at gunpoint, they see Nicole and they go, "Oh fuck, it's time." You know what I mean? Well, okay, you gotta stop. Oh Jesus Christ! Can't do it again. You can't do that, man. Okay. I'm gonna get fucking. Hold on 1 second.
Nicole's in the room.
Oh, because I didn't finish it. Okay.
Is this open?
What? That is open, yeah. What's that? A donation match for $10,000. What is going on?
Wow.
Oh, what the fuck? That means is a up to $10,000 of donations being matched for 59 minutes. Whoa. Whoa, that's crazy. Well, better get to donating.
This is bourgeois decadence.
It says Alex's bald head donated $10,000, said that there would be donation matching up to $10,000. Thank you, Alex's bald head, for that.
I gotta eat this.
Wonderful donation. Yeah, try it out.
Should I go straight in?
Straight in. Do it.
Is this like Whippets?
I don't know.
Oh, so much. Oh, it's pretty good actually.
Wait, really?
It's not so bad.
All right, I'm going to try it too now.
It's not that bad.
Oh. That's good as fuck.
Yeah, it's pretty good.
What the fuck? Guy's like, yo, where's mine? He's like, what the fuck are you guys doing over there? God, this shit is sick, dude.
We just poisoned ourselves.
The ingredients are milk, water, whey, soybean oil, modified cornstarch, dextrose, maltodextrin. This is literally just...
And cyanide.
No, this is straight up. The 1 teaspoon is 15 calories. Oh, this is it's pretty dense in calories, I think.
Good. I'm bulking for creator class next year.
America, really do be letting us consume anything? That is literally the same as if fucking regular cheese whiz that you would have. Okay, let's continue.
Like that. So I hear where you're coming from, but I don't talk like that. So some people do that. You talk for them, but you said us. You just pointed at us and said us.
The department. All departments. All
I don't know which
I don't
department
know
they work for, but I work for a department, and I've never seen these people in my life. I've never seen you in my life. I've never encountered you in my life, but I wouldn't come.
Oh, so then, yeah. So then you're invalidated. Okay. Never mind. That makes sense. He said, I've never seen you in my life, so clearly it's not real. Very cool. Good take overall. Seems legit to me.
Come at you like that.
So you don't cuss at people when you walk up to them?
Oh, absolutely. When I walk up to them, no. Now, if they're cussing at me, I might cuss back. Absolutely. I'm going to allow you to dictate how you want to allow just interaction to go.
What if I speak to you with respect and you go back there and you pull my license and it says parole date 2036?
You're still going to get treated with respect.
Walk up to you.
I've never, not one time. So you guys are 4 out of hundreds I've
you
came
can
into
come do
contact
ride-alongs
And that's
with
fine.
me.
But what I'm saying is I'm coming to you.
I
Oh, what
will
are you?
show you.
No,
Yeah.
Nicole, don't. It's a trap. You're going to get a gun.
Point a gun at her.
Someone's going to pull up on you with a gun. Don't do it with Nicole. Fuck.
It's the most dangerous ride along.
You say you can do a ride along with me. No, thank you, ma'am. Actually, I will not do that, as a matter of fact, because, I don't like to have guns pulled on me.
Won't roll for this and that and the third.
Your computer doesn't
now,
tell
if
you
you're an
what,
asshole,
that's my response.
If
Your
you're an
computer
asshole,
doesn't tell you, you got to do your job.
Yeah, and the dynamics change because everybody's got body-worn video now, or dashboard video, and everything's recorded.
Yeah,
All
but
those
that's the reason
contacts.
you guys have them. That's exactly why you guys have body cam.
Famously, when body cameras came out, police violence, 0.
Yeah, and also they always catch the footage because they're always turned on.
Yeah, famously, it's never famously turned off, inoperable, or sometimes when you're like gonna plant evidence, for example. I mean, cops would never do that.
No,
but like you know how the body camera's technically always on.
Right, it's on a 15-second cycle.
And with a 15, yeah, when you turn it on, it automatically starts recording from 15 seconds prior to you turning it on. You know that. Okay, yeah. And then sometimes you forget to time that correctly or forget that is a thing. So then you get caught planting evidence on body camera because 15 seconds prior to you turning on the body camera to suspiciously find evidence, you ended up planting it yourself. Can be up to 60 seconds depending on how it was set. Yeah, depending on how woke the liberals are, okay? How communist they are.
We hate a woke 60-second body cam.
Anyway, let's continue.
Cams and dash cams. Because even your own departments don't trust you.
It's for transparency. So if I do something, the public knows why I did something. That's what it's for. I grew up in the era of body cams, so I'm fine with it. I turn it on every single time. I've had people say, hey, this person is...
You just said it. You just said it. Like, you're voluntarily being a good person, okay? The idea that it's like voluntary is insane. Okay, this is a fun fact. This is old school. Okay, I've been doing this for a long time. I've been a commentator for almost 10 fucking years now. Okay, publicly and online. And one of my favorite facts to bring up is when James Comey, who apparently, you know, liberals' favorite guy, James Comey, he used to be the FBI, before the FBI director, or he was the FBI director under Obama as well. And James Comey famously said when under the Barack Obama administration, when like, you know, the Ferguson protests were happening and like Black Lives Matter was just like getting started, Jim Comey famously once said, body cameras create more crime.
Right.
Like he said that, you know, because you're filming it. So like obviously there's going to be more crime now.
Yeah, that makes
like
sense.
it was the fault of the body cameras.
That's cop brain.
Yeah. That's real, by the way. He like literally said that, and then liberals loved him and made a documentary about him.
Well, he had a higher loyalty
to America.
Yeah. Do you have that? Is that a video of like Trump seeing him in the corner and like, or is that not on video?
No. Oh, when he's like hiding.
Yeah,
in
when he's hiding
in the curtains. No, that's. I don't think there's
Just
a video of
story?
that.
Okay.
Or maybe there was. I don't remember. Yeah. Comey told several hundred students during a forum at the University of Chicago Law School that it's critical to do more to address the widening gulf between law enforcement and citizens in many communities, particularly African Americans. He said, while there are likely multiple factors behind the spike in violence in cities, including Chicago, officers and others nationwide have told him they see the era of viral videos as a link.
Totally. That's right.
These viral
It's
videos
TikTok
are
fault.
making us do hate crimes in black neighborhoods that we used to do, but not on camera. Okay? It's really fucked up.
They're just trying to go viral on TikTok.
It's rude, this person, this and that, and the third. They watched the body cam, did nothing that they said.
Bingo. And I'll
But
jump into that.
technology is policing you. So technology has little air.
He said body cameras are actually good because it helps the cops, is what he's saying, because they're always good. And
Right.
people often lie falsely about their behavior. So the body camera proves them right.
It shows how good they are.
Sure. I'm sure that happens all the time, brother.
Human beings are policing us in the community of a community that you don't even know our values. You come from 30 miles away is a difference in the values. So I believe that it does need more exposure beyond the cameras that you...
He's about to be like, of course we're in nice neighborhoods that are sheltered away, that, you know, we were able to develop with your tax dollars as we like hyper enforce your neighborhoods. We don't want to live in shit neighborhoods, dog, that we have to hyper, enforce.
And the cops are there all the time.
Yeah, yeah. I don't want to live there. It sucks.
I hate the cops.
Yeah.
Well, I think if you're gonna say it needs more exposure, I think the good side also needs more exposure. I think policing in a whole needs more exposure.
I mean, I grew up with that in school, DARE programs and all these false hopes.
But that's not, the DARE
That's your
program has
exposure.
nothing to do with patrol and being out on the streets and working with people and families out on the streets. I see the good in policing, but I also see the bad in policing. So, like I said, if this one side needs more exposure, I think it all needs more exposure.
I think Nicole
I
needs
grew up
a
in the
show,
community.
honestly.
I'm not judging you, but yet you see me with a uniform, you automatically judge me. And I don't think that's fair.
I'm not judging you, he says to the guy with face tats. I'm sure. I'm sure if you saw the guy with face tats, you'd be like, oh, I will be nice to this guy down the street.
Well, because that comes from her experience. That's what she's trying to say. It's like as soon as the uniform is put on, the badge, it like, and for most,
ego trip.
because I'm in that work, and I see it, and it's like the ego comes in, or that power, and as human beings, we must
Stop.
Oh, is this Nicole's Instagram?
Oh my God, her name is Blue Line Barbie. Hello. I am constantly under fire.
She not a natural redhead?
Yeah. It's
Stolen
fucked
valor.
Up. It's fucked up. That pisses you off, don't it?
It really does.
Listen, the real oppression is that I cannot put a bulletproof vest